Okay, so here we are again in another video, and today is Sunday, and I'm gonna talk about what happened on Friday. I couldn't be on the chart again, so this week's with holidays, work, and a lot of things. I'm not being able to trade a lot, but yeah, it's okay. I feel great. So I wouldn't say that maybe 2 years ago, if I couldn't trade like one day, I would feel like shit, and now I feel good. Um, I just feel more tranquil. Like I don't need to trade. I just um, I have things to do, and I trade when I can, and I love what I do. So I I analyze what happened that day. So yeah, it's just like the freedom that you can have with trading. You have to live it too. Okay. So well, we're gonna start with today's analysis. We are still on. Well, this is EU. I still don't like this chart because of things to the left, but maybe I should focus more on the on a closer view. But well, I just don't like it. So until I don't see that I like the chart, I'm not going to trade it, okay? Then GU, I think it's pretty much clear. I think at some point it's going to take this probably again. As I saw this pattern a lot of times, and even that we took this liquidity, I think it's going to continue to the downside, okay? Mm. Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like that. Yeah, I just feel like that. So we had this raw liquidity taken here on H1 is the one that broke the structure, and it was a previous weekly low, so that it was never taken. So at least you can expect a reaction from here. It's true that I like this week. I don't know if like we can continue to the downside, but I'm not sure about this week because it reacted into the previous weekly low as liquidity. So maybe we can take it, but I'm not sure. Okay. Then, so I expected buys. I didn't like this because it's too clear this liquidity, but I expected buys. So to take probably this high, and maybe here we would have looked for a buy, but not sure about it. Okay. Even took this high here, which it was travel liquidity on M5, and then this low. So yeah, probably I could have looked for a buy here, taking this week, this Asia low week and everything. We're not sure about that. And here, I was expecting a sell after seeing this. Like you can see, it broke a structure, but it reacted with a wick. So for me, it means that buyers are entering, which it means that probably this break of structure is not the real one, and then it takes the high, and then it creates the real move. Okay. So this is pretty important. That's why I focus too on wicks because I don't trade them. Usually they like wicks and candles usually are used to know who enters in the market. So this candle, when a buyer person see this candle, they usually think that it's a buy signal. So you have to think like that with the wick and everything. That means that they are trying to induce buyers, or probably buyers are entering liquidity. Buyers liquidity is entering. So what do they need to fuck them? They could create a reaction here after taking this high, this liquidity here, probably. But they usually create a higher high to induce them. Okay, so the question here is, okay, we have sellers here, we have sellers here. We come from buys, okay, so this is like early sellers. Here buyers are entering thinking, whoa, it's going to continue to the upside and everything. As you can see, this for me is liquidity, and then it comes to the upside and it takes all the sellers. Okay, so of course here we have sellers entering, of course, but for them they took enough liquidity here to then change the bias. Okay, and here, as you can see, we would have entered here, but with a more confirmed trade. You can wait for this break probably, and well, I don't know if on M5 there's something, but yeah, I don't think I would have entered here. But it's nice to understand why would I have entered or not, and well, as you can see here we have wicks. Okay, so I wouldn't have entered first of all because we don't have anything to the left, but for you to understand that with the timing and everything, we can understand why it's reversing and what's trying to do here. Okay, and then as you can see, they have enough liquidity. Here, this is all buyers liquidity, a lot of stop losses here. So yeah, they just take all of that, and that's why you don't even see a reversal or a liquidity take. Okay, because here they have all the liquidity they need in this case. In this case, because every day and every time frame it's more or less different. Okay, so that's why when I say I look on H1 to understand the context, but it depends on the M5 what I do. Okay, so I'm into these things. Yeah, and as you can see, previous daily high, previous daily low, previous weekly high, previous weekly low, they usually are relevant liquidity or Asia high, Asia low. So as you can see, it takes Asia low here. I don't think I would have entered here, but it reacted perfectly. And then as you can see, it breaks this high here with Asia midline and previous daily high. It reacts and boom. Okay, so it uses this liquidity as a continuation. But well, let me change the pair because I'm going to stay all day there. So and I don't want that. Okay, so what do we have here? USD previous weekly high taken, but it took all this liquidity here. I know it's a huge week, that's why I'm not sure about what would happen with the price, but at some point I can expect buys. Why? Because even though we took this relevant liquidity on H1 here, this week on H1, because this news probably, okay, I'm not sure, but it could be. So I'm not sure if it's news, but on M5 you can see a clear break, and here we have a week. So for me, my understanding is that probably we can take this first, and continue higher. We can even continue higher, even with the global context, like USD probably has been fucked all this time, so we can see a trend reversal, but I'm not sure, of course. So well, it's all I'm trying to explain all what I think to understand the market. Okay, so here we had that. It's interesting because after taking this relevant liquidity on H1, we had two breaks to the downside. As you can see here, we had liquidity, so we broke that, and then we broke it again. So who's here? For me, here we probably have sellers after having this movement to the downside. So that's why I think buyers can still be in, at least to take this high. So After explaining all of this, we took this relevant liquidity on M5 here. Why relevant liquidity on M5? Because this is the liquidity that took this M5. Maybe it's not that relevant, but this, because here we didn't have a relevant movement because we had this relevant liquidity on H1 here. This could be relevant because, as you can see, we have a reaction here. So for me, it's relevant. We took that. Then we broke a structure here, so the relevant liquidity on M5 was down here. Here I placed another relevant liquidity, but it's not that as relevant as this one because it's the one that changed the structure. And as you can see, it took that with a wick, so no trade for me here for sure. I waited with the timing and everything. Boom, break of a structure. But you would say here we have wicks, yes, but the clear break is here. Okay, so this is just to take the liquidity from the people that bought here. So yeah, there's no really relevant liquidity here. Then we took that break of structure, and my expectation was that the market could come and take this relevant liquidity on M1 to look for a buy. Okay, so I was expecting buys. I didn't trade here because I was at work. Okay, so yeah, I just expected that, and boom, then continued to the upside. Man, this video is going to be a little bit long, but I'm trying to explain everything properly. Okay, more or less, as you can see, USD CHF, we had the movement that we expected on USD JPY. Okay, so we had the same, and we took this round with the H1. Okay, the thing here is that we have the same wick, so we're gonna see what happens. Okay, I don't like it because here to the left we don't really have nothing for me, so I don't know what to expect from that. We have the weekly liquidity, so this reaction here, it's because we have the previous weekly high. Okay, so it reacts here as you can see, break and retest. The only thing is that this week fucked a lot of people and took this round within H1 to continue to the higher, probably. So what are they doing here? They took this round within H1 here, and they are using this liquidity to take the buyers that are here and probably continue higher. Okay, so this would be my analysis in this moment. Trades here, for me, not. Maybe if I would understood this and I was in the chart and everything, maybe I could have looked for a buy, but I wasn't there, so I didn't look for buys. Okay, and finally USD CAD, more or less the same. Previous weekly high, had the same cleaning here, taking this liquidity, not this one, and reacting. And then we took this liquidity in H1. So I'm not sure with this chart because for me, this liquidity it's too clean, too clear. So I think that at least we can take this low and this low. So what can I expect? I can expect a movement to the downside this week in the first part of the week. Probably, I'm not sure. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen, but for what I see right now, I would love to see a movement to the downside to take this liquidity and this liquidity, all these lows here, and then continue higher. Okay, so well, this was my analysis today. I hope you like it. Today I explained everything about my thoughts and my reasoning. I don't know if it's like that. When I see the chart, you get all these things with Edge, with a lot of practice, seeing a lot of charts. I've been trading or trying to trade for 5 years, so I've seen a lot of fucking charts, and I don't have notes about all of this. It's just in my head. I have pictures, okay, because I've been like saving a lot of pictures maybe since 3 years ago, but well, yeah, I just trying to explain that. Let's see what happens because I don't know. Tomorrow I will see it, and well, I hope you like it and see you tomorrow. Bye.